Let's see what you're making, Christy. You're making
Mimosa.
Mimosa. Oh boy! Hey, a little alcohol.
All right. I think I'm going to get a little bit bigger one. What do you think? This one bigger?
Yes.
Yes.
6 quart.
Okay. Going in circles. All right, so first we need, what, 2 pounds of sugar?
Oh, sorry. I don't have my list. Let me look over here.
Steve, try to contribute here.
I try, Jeff. It's cutting into my nap time. Okay, Mimosa, 2 quarts of orange juice.
Here we go.
2 quarts of sparkling champagne. Woohoo!
Oops.
Half a cup of orange liqueur and 2 pounds of sugar. Do you want me to measure the sugar?
I already did.
You already did. Okay.
So who remembers science class? And champagne and sugar kind of go kaboom. All right, so we're going to put our, we'll do it slow. So we're going to do our 2 quarts of champagne. How many ladies like to get up and go get the bottomless mimosas? Anyone? Anyone? Wow, me? Okay, hey.
Bottomless mimosas? Where's that?
Yeah. A lot of places. So we gotta let it foam down.
Somebody asked about the disposable tops right there. Could you pass that back to him for me?
Alrighty. And then we're going to do 2 quarts of orange juice. That's all I'm adding, right? Is the champagne, orange juice, and sugar?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and then some...
And the liqueur.
So you can use, triple sec. You can do Grand Marnier, our off-brand, which is this Grand Gala. That's completely fine, too. Now, we talked about sugar content, didn't we?
Yep.
What am I adding? Orange juice? Full of sugar. Adding 2 pounds of sugar, full of sugar. So we're going to look at a pretty high freeze time, especially since it's going to be the first batch. And we also have alcohol in here too. So it says a half a cup. I'm going to pull a Jeff. Okay. All right, so let's do it slowly because I don't want this to go foaming. It shouldn't. We're good. If you were to add the sugar with the champagne, it would start going like a volcano. Now, you don't have to completely dissolve your sugar with your whatever you're making, your water, if you're just doing Italian ice and you're not using any of this. But it's a good idea. For one, it doesn't act like a sandpaper. So if you pour straight sugar into the machine, it can act like a sandpaper. Your blades will be fine. You will not have to replace your blades in 6 months. But over time, if that's all you're making is just Italian ice, then you can start adding a little more extra wear on your blades. It's really not necessary. Plus, it kind of goes down in the machine a little bit better because sugar can stick to, once again, like the throat and all of that. So just giving it a good little stir is good enough. Okay, make sure our gate is closed, and here we go.
The competitors' blades last 4 to 6 months, usually 4 months. Ours go 5 years on average running. Now, if you're running it, like instead of you're driving your car to and from work, you're using it as a taxi or a police car. Obviously you're going to change the oil more often. So if you're doing 24 hours a day of Italian ice, you might get 3 years life out of your blades. But the average is 5.
Sorry. And then I'm just going to go ahead and start my refrigeration. I don't need to taste test it. I already know what it's going to taste like because I have a CB200 at home and I've already tried out the formula. Now, a lot of people think that you have to use water whenever you're making a sorbet or an Italian ice. That is not true. You can use just straight juice. If you want to make an orange Italian ice, 4 quarts of this and 2 pounds of sugar. That is it. And it is the most smoothest, sweetest, creamiest orange Italian ice you've ever had in your life. Get the one with the high pulp because it looks really good when your customers have that. It looks like you kind of squeeze the oranges yourself with all that extra pulp in there. You can make a pineapple orange Italian ice, doing exactly half orange juice, half pineapple juice. You can do a cream of coconut or a coconut pineapple Italian ice with pineapple juice and cream of coconut. Possibilities are endless. You don't always have to have water into your Italian ice. Now, I'm going to let Steve explain the difference between Italian ice and a sorbet, because that's one of his favorite things to do.
Okay, but first I was
What's your
going to
cook?
tell them about this, how you're always telling people that you've got this machine at home.
Yes.
Never mess with a good negotiator. I go to Christy and I say, would you like a raise or would you like a CB200 for your home? And she said, oh, I'll take the CB200. So great, she gets a brand new CB200 in her home. And then 2 months later, she says, hey, Steve, you've noticed probably that I'm coming up with all your new formulas that you're making videos out of. Now I'm ready for the raise. Okay, I win. Sorbet and Italian ice. Yes, it's my favorite story. Do we have a squeeze cup around?
Yes.
Thank you. A lot of people, especially if they're from Italy, will tell you, oh, no, Italian ice is different from sorbet, which is just completely different. I don't try to do an Italian accent. And I say, okay, well, let me see. You're making lemon sorbet, I'm making lemon Italian ice. My lemon sorbet, my lemon Italian ice in the 24-quart machine, 7 pounds of sugar, 14 quarts of water, 2 quarts of lemon juice. Your lemon sorbet is 7 pounds of sugar, 14 quarts of water, 2 quarts of lemon juice. Same thing, just a change in the name from Italian ice to sorbet. The difference is we're getting $3 for this 4 ounces, actually going to be 5 ounces of Italian ice in here, $3. Here we're selling it in a fancy restaurant and putting it in a champagne glass and putting a little slice of lemon in it, and we're going to get $9 for it. $3 versus $9, same stuff. So you can call it whatever you want. I have acquiesced to, I went to school in a place called Winter Park, Florida. It's a beautiful little city outside of Orlando, and they have an art festival every year. So I've got a friend, Ricky Aripas, down in Miami, and he sells Ricky's Italian ice. Well, when he comes up to Winter Park, Florida, all of a sudden it's Ricky's Fresh Fruit Sorbet. I think he's thinking of changing it to Ricardo's Fresh Fruit Sorbet, but it's the same thing. So wherever you are, it's sugar, water, and flavor. What does change, though, is in New York we call it Italian ice. In Philadelphia they call it Italian water ice. And everybody says, oh, the water ice, it's completely different, it's smoother, it's creamier. And the answer is yes, it is. Because my formula in New York is 7 pounds of sugar. When I go down the Jersey Turnpike to Philadelphia, it becomes 8 pounds of sugar. The extra pound of sugar doesn't necessarily make it sweeter in a 6-gallon batch, but it does make it smoother and creamier. So if you want a smoother, creamier Italian ice, you add more sugar. If you go to Bay 8th Street in Brooklyn, where everybody only speaks Italian, they're selling something called granita or granite, and it's a very coarse Italian ice. So it's not 8 pounds of sugar in Philadelphia. It's not 7 pounds in the Bronx. It's in a certain section of Brooklyn, and it's 6 pounds of sugar. More sugar, smoother, less sugar, more crystalline structure. And that's it. You now know all the secrets about Italian ice that there are. And there's just nothing more. I give it all away for free at my website. We have almost 600 of these videos of you, me, and Jeff.
Well, I'm only in the last 5 years.
You're only in the last 400.
Yeah.
But they're there for free. They're there for the watching. You're going to hear some of Jeff's and mine's same old corny jokes and his magic tricks. You're going to hear us fight like cats and dogs, because as you watch these videos, you'll see I am always right and Jeff is always wrong.
Before you walk up with that glass.
Yes. Someone said the other day, he asked if we were brothers.
Oh.
I said, look at that ugly
That's
mug. He can't be a brother to me.
So this one, you know, when you want to do like a wine sorbet, like he was discussing in these little fancy glasses. Now this one I do use water because it's wine, you know, so it's equal parts wine and water, and then your sugar, and then I also have thrown in their fruit. So it's a berry wine sorbet. That recipe is also in that book. You can also make a wine slush, which is holding it at a slightly warmer temperature than the rest of yours. And you can put it in this and serve $9, especially if you're at an event or a festival. We always know you charge more at events and festivals. Kills you to pay $12 for that funnel cake, but you buy it, right? Everybody buys it. So you can do the same concept with that, sort of charge more for just events that you go to.
So we sell these machines not only to stores, we put them in a lot of trucks, but also, especially out in California, into wine bars, where they're selling different wines and cheese. And while they're having taste testings, they're also doing Christie's recipe for the Bordeaux wine sorbet. So it gives you an extra thing to offer in your store. Great for take-home pints. You're having the Thompsons over for dinner, and you have a couple of pints of red wine sorbet for a dessert. Very unique. Nobody else has it. It's terrific.
There's a big holiday, ice cream for breakfast. That is a huge hit with store owners, and that's where they come up with ice cream flavors that are cereal based, like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Fruit Loops, Fruity Pebbles, Pop-Tarts. You can even add something like this. It's a mimosa. Everybody knows you drink those. Even Cracker Barrel starts selling those now. Mimosas for breakfast. So you can even add that to your menu. Possibilities are really endless. You can change it up and make it your own. You could throw in some fresh oranges if you wanted to, some raspberries or blackberries. Anything you can think of, you can put right into the machine.
And that's really unique. No other machine is like that. I've done trade shows where we're all making the same product, and all the Italian machines, which is everybody else, even names that that sound American, they're Italian. And they're adding pureed bananas outside the machine for a product, and I'm sitting there peeling a banana and just dropping it right in the machine. I'm taking a whole bag of almonds and throwing it right in the machine, let the machine grind them up. One little trick there, if you are working with nuts, you're like almonds, you're going to pay a premium for whole almonds and putting them into a machine that's going to break them up into quarters. Why spend the extra money? Buy the almond pieces and throw them in. They're already broken up. They saved you maybe half, and the machine can certainly handle it. Do we have another minute or two?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I just want to show you a couple of things. Jeff has a book that is a time-honored tradition, Mystic Ice Cream Original Recipes. This is a whole ice cream business in a book. And it's not just the recipes that Jeff is offering you, because if you watch our videos, he never gives you the full recipe. It's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But they're all in here. And this has been a real mainstay for a lot of people to get into business. And you can see Jeff after class, or you can reach him at xhippie@aol.com. Xhippie is spelled XHIPPEE. Those of us in the 60s, we don't remember the 60s. We also can't spell. So xhippie@aol.com to order the book. Christy has come up with a cookbook of her own based on her CB200 that she got for free from the company. And this is all her latest recipes, and they're all broken down into the different sizes machines that we get. So you don't have to do the math to figure out which machine you're using to do it. And these are very up-to-date, very trendy formulas. And it's also a history of Emery Thompson. I'm a storyteller, and so I've been telling these stories all these years, and Christy's written them down, and she's put them into books. Things like about the time that we tried to make a 10 pizza at once pizza oven, and it knocked my uncle flat when he tried to open it because he got hit in the head and in the gut by the gull wing doors. How we were on all the Navy ships, all the aircraft carriers during World War II, and if you were an unfortunate pilot and went into the drink, the destroyers would rush to save you, not out of the goodness of their heart, but because whatever destroyer got to the pilot and saved the pilot first got 5 gallons of ice cream that night from the aircraft carrier. And so there's a lot of that in here too, so it's a lot of fun. a lot of great recipes, and you can see Christy after this, or if you're watching this, it's Christy at emerythompson.com. So we got two great offerings here.
So we're almost at the 11 minutes. What do you guys think? Yay, nay? Come on, guys, help me out here. Too soon? Okay, let's see. Good job. Very good.
Because of all the extra sugar.
Looks good. It's very high in sugar. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, did you just press the selection for this? You pressed, is Italian ice?
You can push Italian ice. I just pushed whatever, and that's a very good question. So the reason is because it's just juice and sugar and alcohol. There is no expansion. So you can run this super fast, you can run it super slow. It's still going to come out the same amount that you pretty much put in. There's only going to be a little bit. And I kind of explain it this way. If you take a bowl of orange juice and sugar with a whisk, you whisk it very fast, nothing's going to happen. It's still going to be the same thing, orange juice and some sugar. If you were to take heavy whipping cream, which your dairy mix, and you pour it into a bowl with some sugar and you whisk that very fast, now you've got homemade whipped cream. And that's because of the fat content in the dairy that's making it expand. That's where your overrun comes into play, which is what this machine can do. So you can make it super fast and make it, whisk really, really, really fast to make fluffy ice cream. You can slow it way down to make a very, thick and heavy ice cream like a gelato or a custard. Italian ice or anything that's fruit-based, water-based, dairy-free, doesn't matter what setting you really run it at. There is an Italian ice setting, but don't have to use it if you don't want to.
The other thing is these are the only machines on the market, my machines, that you can put alcohol into the machine. Alcohol freezes at somewhere around 230 below zero Fahrenheit. So the alcohol never freezes, but it stays in suspension. In any other machine, there is not enough refrigeration power to hold the alcohol in suspension. So they have to stir it in as they're coming out, and then you end up with a watery sorbet or a watery ice cream. We can pour the alcohol right in here. You've seen in other videos, Jeff's there going glug, 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 glug. It's
a whole bottle of Fireball.
Bottle of Fireball, yeah, that was a good one. And we can do it because the machine is so strong, it will stay in suspension, and you'll be able to serve it. So that's a big plus. When people started finding out that they could put alcohol in their Emery Thompsons, we were hearing words like alcohol-infused ice cream. And I thought, boy, that is just a little too highbrow for me. I'm from the Bronx. But one lady called up one day and said, hey, can I make boozy ice cream? And the name, I said, that's perfect. You get a smile on your face, boozy ice cream. It just sounds terrific, and yes, we can. I make Grand Marnier liqueur, which is an orange liqueur, at Christmas time. We can make peppermint schnapps. We make rum raisin. There isn't anything that you can't do with alcohol, and it's a lot of fun. Of course, you put up a sign that says you must be 21 years of age or older to purchase this ice cream, and that's wonderful too because we're going to charge more for it because of the alcohol, and now we can have a separate signboard. So it's a real plus.
These are fun. So I've actually experimented with these. These are also some really great ideas for to-go. This is the smaller one. They're not the most cutest thing to look at, but you can always make a label and stick right here. So I made an orange Italian ice, which was just orange juice and sugar. And, living in Florida, naturally, we go to the beach. So I packed it into one of these, and I put it in the bottom of my cooler with some ice packs and the rest of my drinks that I had. And I was about 6 hours on the beach before I decided to pull this out and test it and see how well this Italian ice held up. It was just like I took it right out of the freezer from home. So these are amazing. These are great selling points, especially if you're in a touristy area. If you want to even just cater to those that want to take ice cream, their favorite ice cream, to mom and dad that lives a couple hours down the road. They know it's not going to melt too bad on them or even at all. These you get from Gelato Supply. Once again, you mentioned Emery Thompson, you get that 10% discount. They have different sizes available. Just get some labels made and stick on the top there and work out great. All right, let's check this. So we're at 15 minutes. Let's see where we're at. What do we think? It formed a little peak. Yay? Nay? I think we can pull it. Well, it melted some. See that stiff? It looks pretty good to me, so I think we can go ahead and pull her out. Let's do the, oh yeah. So we're gonna turn that off, and here we go.
And look at that color, that's all natural. There's no artificial anything in there. And see how fast it comes out of the machine.
Now, when I made that s'more ice cream, you saw how I used 2 of these, right? That's because of the overrun, the expansion. This is just juice and alcohol. There's not really expansion, so we only need the 1 tub.
That's still 6 liters.
Yes. This is going to be amazing.